weather. Stupid fucking weather. Woo! I need something stronger than tea for this meeting. And I don't give a shit what Eric says. It's a rainy Monday night and I'm having a glass of wine. That's the end of it. Who's at the bar? Is it Logan? Oh God, I hope it's Logan. What that boy does for my libido is a gift from heaven. I tell you, his tight black tee showing off his thick arms. I dream about having around my neck. Oh, and that bum. Oh. You're in a good mood.
Sorry, what?
What's going on with you?
Just tired, I guess. Probably stayed at home.
No way would I let you get away with that. The only reason why I bothered to come to this meeting is because of you. This week especially. What a load of nonsense that was. Why did we let her pick it in the first place?
Oh, because it was her turn.
We all knew she was going to pick something like that. Absolute crap.
Oh, I didn't think it was that bad.
We could have read something good like Gone with the Wind. Hell, I'd have read Karl Marx instead of that title.
It was a nice change of pace.
It was like falling off a cliff, more like it. Along with the standards of this book club. Mind you, that will be the last straw with Erica. She won't give her any more chances.
I don't want any confrontations.
You can leave it to me then. I swear, if this doesn't ruin her reputation in this town, I don't know what will. I mean, it's bad enough that she calls herself a bisexual. Admit it. You're a fucking dyke. And I'm not going to get off on this one. I promise I won't. I don't want to be at the butcher's, looking over my shoulder, hoping that Beth McLaren doesn't creep up behind me with one of her books on the gender theory.
Oh, you seemed to like her baking the other day.
Don't tell me you fell for that old trick. Winning your heart with a pastry. For God's sake, Holly, where's your dignity gone? You're willing to forgive her transgressions for a soggy, bottomed lemon tart.
All I'm saying is she tries to fit in, Jazz.
Well, maybe she should take a fucking hit and sod off.
Who are you texting?
God, I need a drink.
Jazz.
What the?
Jazz. I said, who are you texting?
Oh, it's only Tony. I'm telling him I'm here. Not that he gives two shits, of course. Do you know what he did the other day? God, he left me absolutely fuming. I got him to go to the shop, knowing full well I'd have to give him a detailed account of every size and variation. If not, he'll be coming back with a crate of milk instead of a carton. Anyway, the reason why I got him to go is because I saw this nice flower display in the entrance. And I knew he wouldn't miss it. So earlier that day, I hinted to him that the house was a bit empty, that we needed a few plants or trees or something like what Alan wanted. What? So anyway, off he goes. I'm standing in the kitchen, staring out the window, waiting for him to come back, expecting that just fucking once, in this dead and decrepit marriage, he might listen to me and make an effort. So when he comes back, obviously without any fucking flowers, when I ask him about it, he says, oh, they weren't on the list.
On your top, Jazz.
Oh yeah, Tony gave it to me.
Did he now?
Right. I need a drink. If I get too drunk, please don't let me get off with a bar boy. He's only 17. And I don't want to get a reputation for being a cradle snatcher.
I'm late. Blooming train was delayed because of the weather.
No worries.
I know what I shouldn't have left town the day before book club night. It's just, well, my mother called yesterday. She sounded awful on the phone.
Oh, is she okay?
I only saw her last week, but I just had that feeling, you know, that horrid feeling that if I don't get the train right now, she's going to be dead before I get there. So the whole way I'm researching funeral codes for my selfish siblings and Mark the family lawyer, all of them just waiting for the word.
Well, is she okay?
You know, 5 years I've been taking care of her like this. 5 years of hanging on to her last breath. And my sisters, they know that my schedule at the firm won't cover it. Yet they always find an excuse not to visit their dying mother. While my brother, he actually lives in Yorkshire. Well, I have to...
Erica! Is your mother all right?
Oh, yes. Just with a gas, that's all. I'm sorry. You know how I get.
It's all right, just take a seat. You haven't missed out much.
I feel I've been a tad on edge lately. I don't know why. Maybe it's the rain, the firm, my mother, or maybe just, well, Dave. How's Alan?
He's fine. Alan is fine.
Good, good, good. I really appreciate him giving his bicycle to Thomas. Really helped him out a lot. Saves Dave a trip of dropping him off at school, which means that he's home more. You know what? I might just pop home for lunch tomorrow and make us a meal. Could be like a family tradition.
Oh, so he's still working from home then?
Oh, well, he has some errands here and there, but other than that, he's just working in his pajamas. Doesn't that sound like a dream? Being more at home, taking care of Thomas, being more, well, present for Dave. Kind of like you do with Alan. Is Jazz here yet? Holly?
Sorry, yeah. She's at the bar. Oh, she was kind of slagging off Beth.
Do you know what? I actually agree with her. I mean, we all gave her a chance, but all we had in return is an attitude. It's perfectly all right for people to have their opinions, but this has gone on too far.
I honestly didn't think it was that bad.
It's a crusade for her. She's not open to criticism. And in the beginning, I liked how open she was about everything. And I didn't care that she left her husband for another woman. In fact, I actually thought it might make the book club seem more progressive. But in hindsight, it's more of a headache than anything else. She's always starting some sort of politically correct argument or whatnot. And with this masterstroke of a book, I mean, what was she thinking? I'm stunned. How she thought this was in any way appropriate.
It's queer literature, Erica. It's bound to have a couple of them in it.
Now, don't you start calling me homophobic. After all, I was the one that got us to read The Importance of Being Earnest. And if you lot hadn't or insisted on reading The Da Vinci Code, well, maybe I would have suggested The Talented Mr. Ripley. I have nothing against
Queer people?
Exactly. I know all the letters. Maybe not in the right order. And maybe I don't understand their inner world. But my point is this. Should our group of perfectly normal book club be expected to read about drug-addicted trans youths struggling with their gender identity? I don't think so, Holly. Oh, no, seriously. I'm certain she must go. We can't have her with us if she's going to taint our reputation. I mean, membership isn't exactly high, is it? But who's going to bother joining us if they think we're also closed-minded?
What do you mean by closed-minded?
That we're not open to everybody.
That we're not open to those that don't like trans people.
Politics don't belong in a book club, Holly. It's divisive. End of story. Honestly, can you believe it? Can you believe it? 3 quid for a packet of crisps. 3 bleeding squids. I mean, I know we've got history
history of this place. I begin to think we should meet somewhere else.
This isn't a Tesco's, Jazz. We're here to discuss literature. And is that a white wine I see?
Oh, come off it, Erica. If you don't want people to drink wine or alcohol, don't bring them to a pub. We can't all resist temptation like your holiness.
First off, this is a wine bar. It is not a pub. Second off, the reason why I don't allow any alcohol is because we'll just end up derailing our insightful conversation about books into something entirely different. Or in worst case, gossip.
I don't think there's anything insightful to talk about tonight. Might as well drink up and be prepared to be cancelled and then the radical.
Do we really need to alienate like that? Surely there's something positive we can say about the book.
I have one. It ended.
Look, you know that I try to be as respectful as I can, but I'm afraid a few carefully chosen words will have to be said.
How about fuck off?
Oh, I get it, Jazz. Jesus.
What the hell has got into you
Look,
two?
ladies, say whatever you want, but for God's sakes, use your inside voices.
Well, just tell her we didn't like it, okay? There's no need to be mean about it.
Look, I know the two of you have gotten close over the years, but I really don't think you need to defend this rubbish.
What do you mean by close?
Well, only that you've been outside this group as friends.
To be fair, I still think your attitude has been a bit strange tonight. I don't know, what's a bit tense. What's happened with you?
Oh, Alan was on a trip, wasn't he?
Yes. Canada, right?
Cambridge.
How long was he gone?
3 weeks.
Were you a bit worried?
Why? What happened in Cambridge?
Oh, no,
What? No, he wouldn't do that.
I wasn't worried. I just...
Oh, love. You could have called me if you thought he was going behind your back. This one time, I was absolutely certain that Dave was up to something when he went back home to visit his parents. So I drove all the way to Bristol, tears streaming down my face, thinking of all the times he could have lied to me and made me a fool, only to crash their board game night, well, acting like a complete mess.
What game were they playing?
Monopoly. I can still see his mother's face. Absolutely fuming. She was about to put a hotel on Piccadilly.
Trust me, girls. I'm all right. Just a long day at home is all.
Oh, well, that's better, I guess. It must be hard taking care of the house while he's away all the time. Although I shouldn't mind if it meant spending more time with Dave.
To be fair, I still think your agreement with Alan is quite clever. I mean, I know it's not the modern thing to do, but if Tony was earning half as much as what Alan earned, even I would shut down the clothing business and stick to the stove.
She doesn't do it because of that. Holly had proper ambition. How's the
Book.
Oh, yes, the book. What a wonderful idea. Has she told you about it yet, Jazz?
No, she hasn't. What's it about?
Oh, go on, tell her.
Well, so it's about this woman. She's like a proper character, you know, not like any traditional female.
You see, that's what I like. Proper female representation. None of these rubbish characters that we're always reading about.
Amen.
Absolutely void of any agency. Just simple side characters whose only discernible personality is their breast size, which is nothing more than a window into the male author's perverted mind.
So this woman, does she do anything? What's her story?
Well, you didn't actually have a story yet, did you? But the characters were there, though.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, these things take years in the planning, and you've only been doing it for how long?
years.
Sounds like a true epic in the making to me.
Well, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised when she finally finishes it. And maybe then she can read it here for our book.
Oh, if it ever comes to anything, I'm not sure it'll be worth any attention.
What woman's story is?
Well, we better start discussing next week's book. We're behind schedule enough as it is. Although maybe that's for the best.
Yeah. I could go to Chinese too. I don't know. Probably not that long.
I'll give you a call when I'm done, and then we can do that thing you're playing. Okay? Bye, love.
Well, sorry for being late, guys. I got held up at work. Half term is coming up and there are a ton of papers to go over.
Not to worry. We were just starting to talk about the book of the week.
Oh, nice talk, by the way, Jazz.
Yes, I was going to say.
Oh, thanks.
Strawberry red, my favourite colour. Totally hated it.
So, what did you guys think of the story?
Oh, I loved it.
It was, interesting.
It was good, yeah.
That is great to hear. You know, I was a bit skeptical about recommending it. Not a lot of people would be keen about such a story, but I think it has so much to say. It really brings out the conversation of how society forces us into limited roles of expression and then expects us all to conform.
Oh, absolutely.
I also appreciate the nuanced take on drug use, the way it exposes our addiction to capitalism, the root of all evil, which we must vehemently fight against if we're ever to have a brighter future for our youth.
I couldn't have put it better myself.
Well, I obviously knew what to expect, but I'm guessing this isn't something you lot would have read before.
No, you're right.
Exactly. So, I'm very keen to hear your takes. It was quite a raw story. The author talks about how it's based on their own life, but I know it was asking a lot. So, I welcome any criticisms you may have. As a teacher, I know a good debate will get to the heart of the matter.
Well, I have one question.
Yes.
I'm just a tad confused. It says here that the author identifies as they, them.
Yeah, they're non-binary love.
Right. So, man, a woman.
That's kind of the point. They don't identify as either.
Interesting.
Well, personally for me, I didn't understand anything about it.
That's fine. What things in particular?
Well, let's see, I think it was mostly the characters for me. I guess I just could not relate to them in any way. They weren't the kind of people I'd root for, really. Considering all the things they did to get hold of their drugs.
The medications they needed for their transitions.
Well, that of course, and the amphetamine and the marijuana.
Right. Well, what that's referring to is the societal struggles that trans individuals must go through, simply to be recognized for who they truly are, whilst they're battling their gender dysphoria, which never gives them a moment's rest and ultimately results in drug use, which, let's admit it, just does them more harm than good.
Yeah, that doesn't give you the right to rob a small business, does it?
No. No, but they were driven to desperation. Without the help of social services that can help them overcome their addictions, I'd say the demonization of drug users is the cause of them becoming stuck in their own circle of hell.
But they are still criminals. Just because you can't afford to buy something doesn't mean to say you can steal it.
Yeah. That's the moral conundrum of the story, isn't it? What they did could be considered wrong. But it makes you think about how society treats those that don't conform. Maybe we should just be more understanding.
Well, the thing is, I still don't understand why.
Why what?
Well, think about it. These men so desperately wanted to become women, doing whatever they could to satisfy their insanity, despite the fact that they were tossing away every single privilege they had as men, privileges that us real women have dreamed of having and have fought over for centuries.
I think what Jazz is trying to say is that we just really didn't relate to their struggle.
There's no need to gloss over it, Erica. Jazz's take doesn't really surprise me, but that's what this is all about, isn't it? That's why I chose the book, because I wanted us to examine the problem.
Yes. But I really don't think we have to discuss it.
Why wouldn't we?
Well, I mean, we're just here to discuss books, aren't we? It was a decent enough story, but I really don't see the need to start another argument about it.
Jazz and I are just having a disagreement. Surely we can go over it without losing ourselves.
Oh, I have no doubt that we can, but...
Well, let me ask you, Erica, what is it you don't understand about trans women?
Oh, well, I think they should be able to do whatever they want.
All right, then.
However, I don't think I'd really call them women, though.
Why not?
Because they weren't born as one.
Well, do enlighten us, Jazz. What is a woman?
According to you, anything could be a woman. Least of all a group of perverted men wearing wigs and entering into women's bathrooms.
Well, what makes you more of a woman then?
The fact that I have a vagina, the fact that I've had to fight my way through society to gain the equality I deserve, because I work for it. Bloody hell. And look at me. I am the owner of a thriving business, which I built with my own bare hands, and without the help of any man.
So you call yourself a feminist, then?
Never. Because all that does is teaches women to blame others for their lack of ambition. No. I chose differently. I chose to grab men by the bollocks and take what I want. For them to turn round and proclaim themselves to be women is an insult to us all.
Well, let me ask you. What makes you more of a woman? Your genitals or your ambition? You see, before we chose to say yes to feminism, our reality had been far different. It had been for centuries. And throughout history, regardless of the oppressive structures of the patriarchy, we still had women who chose to defy them, to defy their reality. That's what modern women have done through feminism. We've taken control of who we are and who we can be, no matter what is between our legs. So if we can achieve that outcome, surely we can give said power to a group of individuals who only want to be recognized for who they truly are.
They are living a lie, Beth. You can't expect society to take it as fact.
No. To have a binary concept of gender, that is the true falsehood. It's completely different to our notion of sex, and we have to be honest with ourselves.
Is that what you're teaching children? I don't think the school would be very happy to know that you're forcing this agenda on them, as you have done with this book club.
You'd be surprised to know how progressive the kids are, especially when they haven't been affected by the brain disease that you clearly seem to have.
We're doing personal insults, are we? We're doing personal insults, and I thought you were all about the spirited debate.
You're the one attacking my career, dear.
Because I think the parents would want to know.
Well, I don't think you really care about the kids.
Now, why would you say that?
Because you are the type of person that can sleep perfectly well, knowing that your heteronormative view of the world is doing exactly the thing that you're accusing me of doing.
Ladies, please can we?
Oh, you are calling me, you're saying I'm homophobic? And are you saying I'm a racist as well?
I wouldn't be surprised if there was another layer to your prejudice.
Well, we can do this all night, you fucking cunt.
Now, as admin of our Facebook page and founder of this group, I hereby ban both of you from speaking on this subject any further. Is that understood?
Yes.
Good. Before we change the topic, I'm going to the loo. Jazz, will you come with me, please?
Good idea. Loosen up after all the excitement.
Don't get us a drink on the way, love, unless it's an insult to take financial support from a fellow sister.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's all right.
I know I'm the odd one out, but I'm not going to stop being me, am I? What did you think of the book? Really?
I liked it.
Good.
I mean, I understood characters. Maybe I couldn't relate per se, but I can see why they did what they did.
Yeah. We live in a world of privileges. Hard to imagine people suffering when you can have anything you want. It's not until they start taking away our choices that we realize how flimsy this all is. This illusion of freedom in the world of men.
We are free, aren't we?
Let me ask you, how's life at home?
It's all a bit chaotic.
I know what you mean.
Don't think you do.
Oh, I do. It's frightening, isn't it? And you told me once it felt like a prison.
I chose it.
It's not like he gave you multiple options.
I'm not one to complain.
What matters is your happiness. And he should respect that. Doesn't he? Look, you don't have kids. There's nothing tying him other than marriage.
Oh, we can't all be like you, Beth.
Oh, come on. What matters is your happiness.
He's not that bad.
Well, I don't know. Do I? None of us knows. They think he's an angel because that's what you told them, but I see in your eyes that you want something different. Oh, come on.
It's all right, I'm fine.
I wasn't.
I know.
This isn't about that.
I know.
I guess that's what they think we do together.
They don't.
Right. Like they have some kind of program in their heads that just rejects any progress.
Why do you even bother coming if you're just wanting to argue?
Because I want them to face the truth, to live in the real world, for once.
You were never going to change their minds.
Well then, screw them and let them enjoy their ignorant little lives.
Well, they may be ignorant, but I guess they're content.
Women shouldn't settle for that.
Well, maybe some of us do.
Don't tell me you think that.
Enough, Beth.
I have to be honest with myself. I have to be brave.
Can we stop, Beth?
I was staring down the barrel of a life that I knew I could never live up to, yet you're telling me I should have stayed silent and settled for content?
I never said that.
Well, I have no regrets.
Where's Stuart now?
He's alone, but I know he'll be okay. He's a good enough guy, he's just not right for me.
But he was at some point, though.
Yeah, I guess. But we all have something within us, Holly, something maybe we've kept buried, and one day it just explodes in your face and you just see red.
And Karen? Karen's?
Good, happy, we're happy.
That is good to hear.
It's not like it's all rainbows and lovemaking all the time. It's a bit of a graft, but we're on the same level. No power dynamics, no inferiority complex, no translations. We're on the same wavelength.
Good.
I'm not trying to convince you.
Look, don't think of me like that, okay? Just them you have to worry about.
No, fuck them. You're the only one I care about in this group.
Why? Why do you even bother having me around?
There's something in you, Holly. We all see it. That's why we attach ourselves to you.
Oh, but you all have lives, prospects, doing anything other than being stuck at home. What the hell do you want from me?
Well, if you want my opinion, I think Jazz just wants you as her pet. Someone to look down upon and confirm her selfish beliefs. Erica, she just wants things to stay as they are, like there's nothing wrong with the world and it's okay for her to be like you when the going gets tough. Me? I want to save you. I want to shake you up and take you somewhere far away where you don't have to listen to anybody but yourself.
And you, apparently.
I just want you to think for yourself.
Well, how can I? When all I hear are your ideas for what's best for me.
Look, I'm just trying to.
Oh, God. You know nothing about me, Beth. None of you do. We're just a group of women that met a book club, that's all. And I fucking hate it when the lot of you try and turn it into some sort of therapy session and think that I'm in any way interested.
Speak for yourself.
I may seem quiet and shy, but trust me, I have a backbone and I can stand up for myself.
So you think you're made of sterner stuff? As if they haven't got you wrapped around their fingers.
What do you mean?
Oh, God. I see it in their faces all the time. They don't like me. But hell, neither do you. I've had to learn the hard way as I walk around this small town amid the glances and the whispers. Even my teachers at work question everything I do, but I don't let it faze me. If you want to listen to anything I have to say, look them in the eye. Hear how they speak. Because you'll soon learn that you can't trust any of them.
And so, he put the bra in her left-hand drawer. That's bloody brilliant.
Seems like you two have been busy.
Oh, no. We just had a little glass of white, nothing sinister. Not yet. This is for you, Beth. It's a token of goodwill. I hope you accept it.
I hope so. I've already paid for it.
Well, we got a drink for everybody, except, obviously, Holly.
Why is that?
What do you mean? You don't drink.
Of course I do.
Since when?
Have mine. I'll go and get another.
Are you sure, Holly?
Yes, I'm sure, Erica.
Never mind.
Well, if anything, I'm relieved. I'm glad to see you're opening up.
As long as you don't mention that fucking book. So, what's on for next week?
Well, Jazz and I were just discussing that at the bar. However, I'm not entirely sure of her selection either.
Let me guess. J.K. Rowling?
Worse. 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, hear me out. This book club has officially hit rock bottom. I can explain.
I don't think anyone's interested in what you get out of it.
There is something of a story to say.
All right, go on then.
Right, so, college graduate, Anastasia Steele, clumsy gypsy virgin, struggles to find employment until she gets a job interview with millionaire Christian Grey. Rich hunk, rich.
He sounds like a manipulative creep to me.
Well, he's a reclusive, mostly due to his soundproof sex dungeon. But for some reason, he's incredibly interested in Miss Steele, who's obviously drooling over him.
You know, a man's attractiveness rarely has any actual substance behind it. If you ask me, it's a waste of a chase.
Well, anyway, they start seeing each other. She's intimidated by his sexual prowess and by a full-blown contract, which she must sign before getting twisted with him, where he talks about controlling almost every aspect of her daily life.
Are you building up to something?
I mean, no. But I have a question, which is obviously what the series tries to answer. Would you sign away your free will for the perfect partner?
I wouldn't do that for any man.
All right, then a woman. Or any gender that you fancy. Great in bed, rich, caring, relatively kind.
Relatively?
All right, then strict. But on the other hand, a nice person to be with.
If you ask me, it would just be dull. If you don't have personal agency, it would just be boring.
Well, I mean,
What? You'd actually do it.
well, I'm not saying that being under someone's control is something I'd necessarily want for myself, but being rich enough that I don't have to work?
It's a tricky one.
No, come on.
No. Why I agree with your pro-equality arguments, Beth. I've been slaving away for 25 years. And if someone I fancied came up to me and said, I'm rock hard for you, and I'll do anything you want, but I'm cold, so you'll have to enjoy it all by yourself in peace, well, that doesn't sound all bad.
I might as well treat you like a dog.
Maybe that's exactly what I want.
Get your mind out of the gutter for a second. You're capable of much more than that, Erica.
Yes, and that is what I have been told my entire life. You know, people always think that I have it all together. But the truth is, I don't. I may be a lawyer, but I don't do it because I love the law. You know, I play by all the rules. I earned my way into an independent life. I got married. I had the child. I take the family holidays. And what's it turned me into? This bumbling mess. I mean, I climbed, and I climbed, and I climbed. But there's no feeling of success, only just this fear of failure if I fall. And between the pressures of my home and my work and my family, I honestly feel like I'm juggling 1,000 balls in the air, and I daren't drop any one of them, and I'm responsible for it all. Don't you see? It's too much. I live in this perpetual fear.
You wouldn't have to worry about any of that if you took care of what matters most. Yourself. If you feel like you need more time at home, then cut your hours or get a new job.
It's not so simple.
I think if you open up to Dave, he'd do anything to help you out.
Oh, Beth, please.
No, seriously, he's your husband. You'll discuss it and you'll work it out.
It's a little trickier than you think, but
And why is that?
these Dave's gay.
I told you not.
It's just us, Erica. You can be honest with us.
What is she talking about?
Dave is not gay.
All right, well, what's the problem then?
Well, I came home one day and I found him. Looking at that stuff.
That doesn't mean anything, Erica.
Well, I confronted him about it, and he denied it at first. But then he said said he was curious and started to laugh it off as some kind of joke.
People can be curious. He's an adult.
Well, I don't want him to be curious, Beth. I want him to want me. Or at least other women.
I understand where you're coming from.
I bet you do.
Look, Dave is not gay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to go.
Erica!
You know what?
Why did you do that?
Oh, it was bothering her. Clearly it needed to be said. She didn't want it to be said.
I see why you don't drink.
I drink every day. Each and every day of the week.
So, because you're miserable, you have to take it out on everybody else?
Oh, I thought your whole thing was about living in truth. What good's it do if she's lying to herself?
There's another way of talking about it.
Yeah, in private.
Oh, shut up, Jazz. Whether he's gay or not, her spending more time at home is not going to solve anything. Believe me.
Then what will?
Well, if he is gay, he leaves her for a man. I mean, probably she'll crumble, but in the end pick herself up. How does that sound?
People don't have to leave each other. They can work things out.
But why? Why not? Why not air it all out and cover all the secrets, all the lies? Like cutting off a rotting limb? Oh, I bet we're in the wrong.
Maybe we should stop treating bi-curious people as some sort of backstabbers.
When they fuck somebody behind your back, that has got to count for something. And when they do it repeatedly, over and over again, is there any point in trying to salvage it? Is that why you felt sorry for Stuart when you got your way? Because you'd given him no choice?
You're right. I felt shame.
You betrayed him,
I did.
and you want me to feel sorry for you.
No,
I'm supposed to sympathize with your selfish action.
my case is not the only one.
Oh, well, it certainly feels like they're all the same.
No, they're not.
Oh, who can you trust if not your own partner?
Not everyone is as weak as I am.
That's right. You are weak. Oh, God, poor Karen. She must be petrified. Because no matter how hard you try, you can't promise yourself you won't do that again.
I may be weak. But it takes bravery to admit that you're wrong. I chose not to be the victim anymore. But I'm not sure you'll ever stop lying to yourself.
Not done with you? Sit down.
Look, Holly. I don't know what's going on with you lately. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I should have asked you more often how you were. You've got problems. You've got problems with that. You could have told me. You could have told us. I mean, I think Beth was right in saying you can't project your frustration and your anger onto others. The way you spoke to Beth was completely out of line. In fact, it was bang out of order. Tomorrow you'll be calling them up and apologising, organising a meeting. We'll all air our grievances. We're friends.
Where did you get that top, Jazz?
What are you talking about?
I said, where did you get that top?
I told you. Tony gave it to me.
Really? The man that doesn't give
the window display at Zara and I kept on banging on how much I like that top.
Well, you see, Jazz, I know that didn't happen.
Why would you say that?
Because that top is not from Zara.
Right, where's it from then?
It's from Cambridge. It's from a little local shop in Cambridge called Retro Royal. And I remember that top because I told Alan I wanted it.
It's a red top. It could be very similar, but it's not the same.
Oh my God, you actually get off on this, don't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Lying to my face, looking for the hopelessness in my eyes, watching me tremble with terror.
There's nothing going on with me now, with us. There's nothing going on with us. I barely even know the
Who
man.
have you been texting all night?
Tony, I've been texting fucking Tony.
About what?
About, he's been whining on about when he's coming home like he always does. I couldn't very well say, you are accusing me of seeing your husband behind your back because of a red top.
Are you lying to me?
No!
That's Alan's phone. And it's been buzzing all night every time you send a message to Tony. I can feel it in my pocket now. Why would that be? Perhaps we should take a look and see who all the messages are from, shall we? 9:30. Going to the meeting, won't be long. Can't wait to get it over with and see you. 9:35. I'm wearing the top you gave me. 9:40. She's here, looks miserable. 9:45. Can I come over earlier? Don't think I'll stay long. 9:46. Can't stop thinking about your head between my legs while I talk to her. 9:50. Answer me, Daddy.
Please.
10:02. Seriously, what the fuck? 10:03. I skipped wearing knickers.
Stop! I have been so very...
Oh my good God! Do not give me that! I know it's not about that.
You have to listen to me.
Do you remember the book I was writing?
What?
About the woman who, for so long, didn't even have a story. God, I would literally torture myself every night to try and write it, try and understand how to bring her life onto the page. But then I realised, it wasn't that simple. I had to give my character, I had to give her something to fight for, to give her a personality, find the truth in this story. And when I did, God, when I did find the truth, just as I've done tonight, I knew what she needed to do. See, she's been trapped in this prison cell entirely of her own making, forced herself to live in this lie that every single person close to her helped to fortify. She needed to break out. She needed to fight back and push onwards and not hold back. And when she did push and it came crashing down. Well, despite the shock and horror, she knew it was all worth it in the end. Because she had been right all along. Now she's free.
I don't know what you mean. How did you get his telephone?
afraid you'll have to read the book to find out.